Okay, I've actually finished building him just last week, but I completely forgotten about reviewing him. This is the Loongon Apollo from the Galaxia anime from China. Now, well, if you want to know about Galaxia, go back to my previous video for the MC and the Cosmos Gaia. But yeah, he in the story is actually the leader of the good guys, except he is not the main character of the good guys because Gaia was the impulsive, young fledgling that will surpass everyone at the end. Yeah, he is usually the protagonist of a good guy, while the wise old powerful leader is going to pass the mantle to him in the later stage of the storyline. Yeah, that's a bit of preview and a bit of spoiler of the storyline. Really predictable, as is the whole TV series anyway. So yeah, while Gaia is representing Earth, Apollo here represent the Sun. So this is made by Loongon and not Model Comprehend, and they try to make it a bit simpler, a bit more like a high grade, and they've done a very good job. In fact, I would say this guy is actually more durable um, than Model Comprehend effort, which is a bit over engineered and end up being a bit too fragile. So yeah, let's have a look at him. So one of his greatest feature is the wings on his back and his sword. Just like all of the other Galaxia characters, they all have heavy armor around them, mainly because they all transform into sphere. In Apollo's case, he transformed into a sphere with his wing going around it like a solar flare growing out of it, and the sword sticking out of the back. Let's see. Oh yeah, talking about the sword, the sword comes with three pieces. So it got a clear yellow beam blade, which looks really nice. The wing does move. It does open. They are all tied on two spherical ball joint on the back, so it does open up. Doesn't give you much forward and backward, a little bit, but yeah, mainly is for opening it up and stuff. But yeah, it's hinged near the back, just behind the waist, so the wings opens up into a rather interesting location. Some people do say that having wings near the upper waist is actually probably the right position in terms of weight distribution. But yeah, they are probably not thinking about that when they designed this guy. But yeah, he's molded mainly in this slightly metallic red, this light gray, white, and yeah, three big pieces of clear yellow and a few decorative clear yellow pieces. Also polycap as well. The silver here is painted on, and the eyes are painted on. The rest of the body actually got quite a lot of detail on there. If it's focused, yeah, there's quite a lot of this fins detail, which is supposed to be covered with this sticker sheet. But I was thinking about painting it, so I decided not to bother. But yeah, this looks like a pretty good sticker sheet, so I think it might look pretty good with just the stickers. But yeah, I thought I got a chance to actually paint him. Why not? Articulation is actually pretty good. He has most of the major joint things like the elbow is actually on the ball joint, so it's plugged in, go up and down. Having a joint up there so it can go up to here. A single joint in the elbow so it can bend 90 degrees. Hands on the ball joint so it's actually swivel around and wiggle a little bit. There is a waist joint, but the backpack is actually plugged in. But if you really want to, you can just unplug the bar on the back of the backpack so that it's actually dangling on the top of the body only, and you will have a waist joint. It's also got a little bit wiggle around as well. But yeah, if you really do want some extra posability, do it. Yeah, you can see it. It's actually plugged in on the top and plugged in at the bottom. Yeah. By the way, this thing also stays on its own polycap, so it does swivel around if you want as well. Probably better off actually doesn't have that joint, but yeah, anyway. There is no side skirt. Those are more or less waist pieces. There is a front skirt that moves up, which allows the leg to go forward. Probably can go a bit higher if... No, it can't. So that's as high as it can be. But it has a double knee joint, which can do a almost perfect 180 degrees fold. Ball joint, so... And there is actually a swivel joint on the inside, so it can go sideways very well. Ankle joint is ball joint underneath, swivel on the top, so it can go forward and backward quite a lot, and wiggle around. The ankle joint is actually on the ball joint, jointed to the feet, so you go follow the feet more. But yeah, it looks pretty good. The sword has to be plugged in by taking the arms guard off, because the back is this piece on the back is actually too big. But yeah, he looks pretty nice. And there is a scabbard here for the sword to actually slot in. Or you can take it off and pretend that the sword comes out of hammer space. And if you have a spare robodometry stand, you can plug that in. And he has a stand to use. And you can put him into a variety of poses. Yeah, so overall, this is a very, very nice kit from a X knockoff company. As I said, Loongon seems to have gone extra mile recently to create their own brand and own design of kits. I mean, you can say that the polycaps are a copy of other people's, but you can say the same for quite a few other companies, even legitimate model company, for copying the same polycaps from Bandai that has been used since 1980, 1990. It's almost difficult to actually say whether polycap is a duplicate, is owned by anyone anymore. So I would say that beside this thing, I would say this guy is completely original. I can't see any parts that is actually based on any other kit design that exists before him. And he certainly have his own characteristic, his own charisma. Overall, I say he's good. I say that if you are interested in his design, I would say don't feel worried about the quality of the kit. And if with a little bit of modeling skills, I would say go ahead and buy it. One thing that I do make sure is that this kit is not made out of polystyrene, it's made of ABS, which Bandai has been doing for the inner frame of several model kits in the Master Grade line. The ABS is tougher and it seems to have a little bit more grip, but it's not as good as holding paint as polystyrene, which makes the kit overall a bit more durable, but you might need to prime stuff before you paint him. But in this case, he looks pretty good, and paint like Gundam marker seems to stay on really, really well, which means yeah, there's certainly ways to actually use it, and certainly there are ways to actually decorate him. So yeah, that's basically it for me. Join me next time for another model review.